Saseni watu wangu, welcome back to our second episode of this conversation, and thank you for watching the first episode, and kindly stay tuned for the next one.
And it's boiling onto the family setup.
Yes.
And to be very, very clear on the nuclear setup from how we are bringing our kid. Number one, I'm very much against one parent raising kids because all these things should be nurtured early. All right? The way I'm bringing my boy or my girl will dictate how they become in future.
Of course.
Like I'm against so many things that are happening today. A young child, a young boy who is hardly 1 year, somebody has plaited his hair. Somebody has pierced his ears. Somebody has tattooed their name in an innocent child's skin. All right?
And ask them to identify as they.
Yes, and when this boy goes to school, in a nursery school, find that there are other people who have plaited the hair and pierced their ears, only to know that they are girls later. But him looking at the picture, he sees himself in them. So if they are crying, he cries. So basically what I'm trying to say is that the family values has lost meaning. And the moment we lost the family values and the family discipline that should be brought by a man and a woman as the helper, all right? That is the work. We started by talking about masculinity. Being masculine, being the leader, being confident in a family, it should be asserted in a man. A man who cannot lead does not need to have a family.
Of course.
He needs first of all to find himself, to find the balance. So after you find the balance, then you can bring somebody in. If you bring somebody in who is empowered, you are not bringing him to suffocate him. You are bringing him to bring value, to add value. Not for you now to feel inferior about an empowered person. For instance, where I sit here, I can't have somebody who is not empowered. Because a person who is not empowered cannot even show the kids homework. A person who is not empowered cannot help me in my business. A person who is not empowered cannot add anything.
They also feel threatened by you, by the way.
Yes.
Even women feel threatened by men.
Yes.
And sometimes they behave in a funny way because they feel like,
women lead, naturally they want leaders in a family. But the problem is, who is that person who is leading? And where is he leading to? All right?
Exactly.
If
You're
the
not leading me to the, to the darkness, my friend.
And if a man is not a leader and has a woman who is empowered, the woman automatically becomes the leader.
True story.
All right? And if the woman becomes the leader, the man becomes inferior and toxic.
Very.
That my wife controls our resources, my wife controls the kids. No, it's not. You failed as a man. You failed to take advantage of an empowered woman, and you saw as a competition, a threat, rather than you pulling up and making it forward. You see, an empowered person needs an empowered person.
True.
An empowered person needs a leader. An empowered female needs a man who is a leader.
Very
because
true.
if you're not a leader, if you do not understand that empowerment is not a threat, I would want my mother of children, person who I'm giving my seed to raise my children, should be empowered. Because if they are empowered, they will empower my kids. If my kids are empowered, they will be better members of the society.
True.
So that should not be.
You have an empowered generation.
You have an empowered generation, an informed generation.
Talking of the same, it is surprising and very unfortunate that in this century and time, we still have violence in families.
Now, that is the most barbaric and couth, evil thing that is still existing. And I'm actually surprised that even the government itself does not deal with it the way decisively. You see, laying a hand on somebody's daughter or somebody's man, it is no longer just an evil thing. It is a crime.
Yeah.
It's no longer an evil in the society, but a crime. You see, if you cannot handle, one of the reasons why people beat people or they have differences is because a man is not able to lead.
That is true.
Yes. If you cannot lead, then
you feel
inferior and you resort to violence. And rather than having violence, is either you empower yourself or leave the family to those people who can handle families. Otherwise, if we are having gender violence, basically because of drugs. All right, we are doing it because of now what we have said, inferiority.
Yeah.
Because you don't have any other voice, you don't have anything to offer, so you can only divide and rule, and the only division you can bring is hitting somebody, and that's something that we should not even. It should not even have space in our today's society.
True.
If somebody hits you, I have 2 daughters. If you hit them, that's the breaking point. I don't think there is anything that we can discuss with you. And I have also told them that nobody should hit you in the name of anything. All right? You see, people who are violent, they have a cycle. They hit you today, they apologize. They make it up for you. They show you some love. You say they changed. Tomorrow they hit you twice.
Again.
All right?
Again.
Somebody who hit you once will always hit you.
That is very true.
What you tolerate, and that's why I tell them, what you tolerate when you're dating, it will multiply 1,000 times when you're married.
That is so true.
Yes, there is no excuse. I was drunk. Okay, why you drunk? So you are drunk. Did you take your piece and drink it because you are drunk? No, you didn't.
Did you hit your boss because you are drunk?
Yes. Did you miss your house?
No.
And you went to the neighbor's house?
No.
You drove
home. Open the gate.
Yes.
Nicely.
Yes. No excuse about it. You actually didn't even commit an accident. But you're saying that I hit you because
I was drunk.
I was drunk. Is one of the most uncouth excuses that people are given when it comes to gender based violence, which is something that we, as people who have the forum like this one to inform them, is that nobody should give them gender violence a chance at this society, at this century. Yeah.
Okay, another question. What do men consider to be violence from women? Because I've also heard this one being spoken of, and men say, oh, she provoked me. What exactly do you consider to be provocation?
I would answer that question is, what does a man value more than any other thing is not love. And that's something that people don't understand. Men want love, but it is not at the top of the list. The top of the list is the respect. A man who feels respected is a man who is a man who is okay. Even if you are the worst spouse, but you bring the aspect of respect, you have a chance with that man. But you might bring love, and that love does not encompass respect. Respect is all around, is a big word. If, for instance, if you take my phone, and maybe I don't want my phone to be taken, either there is something I'm doing that is against the family value or the family we have, and you take it without asking me, and you love me, you're taking it out of love, but I would translate it with lack of respect. All right? Any other thing, when you take my responsibility on children, for instance, there are some things that should be discussed before any other thing. For instance, maybe like for instance, we're in December now. Boys and girls are being the boys are being circumcised. Then I come home and you tell me that my son
has already undergone the cut.
Yes, you see, that is lack of respect.
True.
Respect goes a deep way with a man. If I feel disrespected in the family, I lose myself and the trust and the leadership and the confidence that my family should bring it to me. Respect is when I come, you're not very happy with me today, but you still give me food. If you give me food, a peace of mind for me to come around and discuss whatever was affecting you, that is respect. But when I come and you start hurling abuses, start singing some ironical songs in the house, start maybe inciting the kids, all right? It might not be straight, but you're disrespecting my authority. And that's why nowadays you ask kids, even at school, who do you like, your mother or your father? And most of them, I can bet this on my life, most of them will say, my mother, may I love my mother. And that's something that
and you wonder what the father did.
Yes, and you wonder and it has a very big effect on what their mother says about their father. Even if you have their differences, I tell my kids, even if you have a difference with your mother, that is on us. It has nothing to do with you.
True.
By the time we were having you, we were in love. By the time we came together, there's something that we wanted to build. All right. So if there will be any difference in future, it is on us.
Yes.
It has nothing to do with you.
Story.
So gender-based violence is baseless. If you fall out of love, and one of the reasons why I said that people fall out of love is because the only thing they share is the children and the bed. A family or a married spouse should share so many things that can bring them together.
Philip, allow me to mention something. You are talking about sharing things
Yeah.
that spouses should share
Yes,
with each other,
Yes.
and you mentioned something about the phone. Okay,
Yes. Yeah.
this is a conversation I've had from people who are in relationships,
Yes.
and of course even those who are not in relationships.
Yes.
So people talk about the phone, and the phone is described as something that is very personal and very
Yes.
private.
Yeah.
Of course, to some extent, I agree. Okay,
Yeah.
because I don't expect someone to be going through my phone after every 5 minutes.
Absolutely.
Please, you have yours.
Yeah. True.
Concentrate on yours.
Yeah.
But then too, I also think that people exaggerate
On the phone issue.
when they put boundaries on their phone.
Yes.
Because what is it that you're hiding that is untouchable? Mtu mpaka hata unatoka bafu na sabuni.
Phone topic is a very, very, very sensitive, and we cannot even agree to disagree. What I say is that phone is very private, at the same time, not very private.
Okay.
I believe that if you married somebody, there should not be that big thing that you're hiding from
Yeah,
them
there
that is in your phone.
there shouldn't be those many barriers
Yes.
concerning the phone.
Phone-
Unless, of course, there's something fishy that you're hiding and you don't want to tell us.
It also depends on your spouse and what kind of person they are. Phone hides two things in a man perspective. It hides infidelity and financials. Maybe perhaps nilienda na huko and I made a deal of 500,000 and you have not known about it and I still want to put it underwater, then that is one of the reasons.
Or maybe you are getting some
Or
resources.
Yes. Or maybe I'm getting some attention somewhere. It might not have materialized and I'm still fishing. Men are very good at fishing.
You are there saying hi.
Yes. And phone is not a very, very big issue. But again, it gets to toxic when you get to my phone every other time and you want even to look at my call history. You want to look at all my DMs. You want to look at my
Google search.
Google search. Yes, who is my best celebrity that I've been following, and you start getting jealous. But what I'm saying is that it's a sensitive thing and people even should agree, even before marriage. Those are the questions we say that we should ask each other. Our phones will be private or not private, or how private should it be? Are you supposed to take my phone calls from work, all right? Or my bank manager calls, are you supposed to take? Those are some of the things that we should be placed in the tables and be discussed way before marriage. Because the moment you bring it in marriage, sometimes you might never agree.
Because phones can really mess up things.
Yes.
And they have the history. They are notorious
They are
for
bad.
messing things up big time.
Big time.
Yes.
And that's why I have said, I was explaining the fact that one of the reasons why people are falling out of love is because they have nothing they are sharing as spouse, as family, apart from the bed and the kids, which is very, very unfortunate. People should share businesses. I don't believe that two people who are married, they should not have a joint bank account. All right? They should have an investment that is going.
A joint bank account.
Yes, for both of them.
Why would you want to have a joint bank account with someone?
As long as if we can share the bed and our body. I don't see the reason why we shouldn't share a bank account. The moment, as for men, you see, you women are emotional, we are logical. With your emotions, it is easy to separate if in terms of a fallout. But if we have more than one string attached, we have more than one bond. We are being bonded by children. We are being bonded by investment. We are being bonded by our savings. We are being bonded by our business we are having together. All right? That bondage becomes very difficult to break. Rather, the one that has only a bed and the children breaks very, very easily. But the moment you start thinking about we are sharing the resources, we are sharing the businesses, all right, it becomes something that we can now go back to the table and discuss. And in the moment of discussing, the temper that you had or the issues you had has cooled down, and you discuss and you go forward.
Actually, I agree with you. You know, I think in a relationship, people
Yes.
need to have to create a wide base
Yes.
of things they can discuss and
Yes.
things they can share.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because just imagine when I get home, the only thing that we discuss are bills, children, bills, children.
It's boring.
That conversation becomes very boring.
Yes.
It becomes very monotonous. But when we have other things that we are doing, we
Yes.
have a wide range of topics
Yes.
that we can discuss.
Absolutely.
And that also creates a good platform for our growth
Yes.
as a joint and also individually.
Yes.
Mm.
And that's why we're having this question that you people, you don't want to answer.
Okay.
What are you bringing to the table? What are you bringing to the table? And that's when men ask that, it's not that they want to bash women. They want to know who is this person that is coming to my life? Who is this person that I am about to commit? Because if you're bringing your body only, is the only you see, somebody said, if the only thing you can offer to me is your body, is the body that I will take.
True.
If you are bringing your body and your mind, I'll take both. If you are bringing your body, your mind, your investment ideas, your good communication, your attitude, your confidence, your assertiveness, your health trait,
The
your
full
religious
package.
values, you're bringing values, even if you are to choose. Choose one person who has
All those
only body to bring or all those aspects to bring. You'll always choose a person who has more to offer. Because I'm so worried because the girls of nowadays, they think that the moment I can bring myself, I have everything it takes.
Have won.
Unfortunately, you have brought nothing to the table. You have brought nothing to the table if it's just yourself. That what is so special about you? You have to spell out the speciality. If you see, it's like a market. You go and get TVs. The Sony tell you these are the specification. The Samsung, these are specification. You take the one that serves your need. So, and why would you take a TV that does not serve your need? You want
So not
you want a one
last.
that has YouTube. Then you bought another one that is analog, does not have an Android inside. You'll still dispose it and buy another one. So basically what we are saying is that people, and especially both, I'm not saying it should come.
Of course, that comes from both sides, because even us as women,
Yes.
I have what I'm looking for in a man.
Yes.
And I will also ask you,
Yes.
what are you bringing to the table?
What are you bringing to the
Sindio?
table? Have a checklist.
Yes.
I tell them that have a checklist. Write number 1 to number 10. That is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for good
The
look.
bare minimum.
Yeah, the bare minimum. They don't have to score 100%, but at least let them be above average. And somebody can tick up to 60, 70, 80. Nobody is perfect. All right? If they can go to 60, 70, 80 according to the checklist that you have, they are good to go.
True.
But the moment they bring themselves, you have just ticked one box. And me, myself, I'm very beautiful.
Me, myself, and I.
Me, myself, and I. I'm enough. I'm the
Hizo
table.
ni tatu, Philip.
I'm in the
Me, myself, and I. Hizo ni vitu tatu. Na vibe.
No. That's
Nne.
one.
Beauty.
That is
Tano.
one. Beauty is important. Only one aspect. Because, by the way, beauty is only one aspect for the kids. Because we do not want to produce kids that do not look like what we would want. The image of God. But
What are you saying?
I am not saying anything. I'm not saying anything. But I'm saying, like, even at night, and maybe your better person is very shy, and you are someone that you perform at night, you prefer the lights off. So where is the beauty? Because you can't see the beauty. The beauty is in the darkness. So beauty is not a very big aspect. It is an important aspect, but it's not one of the most enormous. It is not a gigantic. It is not a point breaking.
But you know what the brothers want these days?
Whatever that's not for the keep. For instance,
You know the story that they are giving. Si
yes,
ukapatia,
the looks.
Kulikuwa na wasichana watatu, mtu akapatia mmoja nini? Mtu akapatia wote watatu pesa.
Yes.
Si ndio?
Yes.
Mmoja akainvest.
Yes.
Mwingine akanunua beauty products.
Yes.
Mwingine akatembea.
Yes.
Aka travel the world.
Okay.
Mwisho kabisa atawawa yupi? The brother marrying the one with the biggest?
Nyash. Now, and that's where the rain is beating us. The beauty attracts a man, but cannot keep a man.
Okay.
The beauty attracts a man. Everybody wants a person who, kitu kwa box. Everybody wants an outstanding beauty. I would want that. I have always wanted that. But a beauty cannot keep a man. What keeps a man is beyond beauty. A beauty cannot keep a man. What keeps a man is beyond beauty. Beauty is what I saw, but what keeps me is who you are as a person. And unfortunately is that people and women, to be very specific, they are too much on beauty. Beauty and beautiful.
You're saying we are forgetting to build our character.
The character and every other thing that is attached to healthy living, they have nothing. Somebody can abuse you, but very beautiful. Somebody cannot cook, but very beautiful. A person who cannot have had a baggage of a baggage of people, they have been with them, all right? So they are torn. They are sick in the mind because of the problem they have undergone trying to figure out person B, person C. They are trauma. They have a trauma. But if you see the beauty,
based on relationships,
yes, you see the beauty, then that person, when you have committed to them, you realize that they have so many personality that cannot fit even in any society.
Women with split personality.
Split personality. So it's unfortunate.
Mtu akona ile ya kazi, ya jamaa A,
yes,
ya social media.
You start even comparing you with A, B, C, D. You don't smell like the other one. You are not as long as I expected. You are not as... You see, all those things. So beauty, the beauty in a person is one aspect. And I'm not saying it's not an important aspect.
No, it's very important. Looks are important.
But it's not a point breaker.
Yes.
It's not
I also want a man who smells good. Okay?
Yes.
Thank you.
Smelling is about cologne. You can buy some cheap cologne and it's okay.
Please. Mwanaume akue mwenyewe ajipange vizuri. Dress nicely, shave nicely. Wacha kuacha ndevu zikae kama ni kichaka pale. Unatembea ukikaa vizuri.
Yes.
Yani, just look good.
No,
and smell good also.
No, those are the expectations.
Yeah, those are the expectations.
That you want.
Yes.
In a package of man.
In a package of the man that I was saying,
yes,
is God-fearing, a traditional man who can provide and protect. At the same time, he smells good. Okay?
All right.
Thank you.
I hope they are taking. I hope they are writing it down, because it's not a matter of being just a man. There are so many other aspects.
Gentlemen, tick, 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 tick. Nimesema loyal, can provide, can protect, takes care of his looks, and a brother who smells good.
Those are too many.
No, they are not many.
They are too many.
And besides, those are standards that can be met
by every other man.
Hizo ni bare minimums.
Let's go to only one.
Gani?
Provide. Good provision. To what extent? You see, it also depends on where you are in the first place. I believe men date downwards, choose downwards in most cases, because of the inferiority complex. If I choose upwards,
atanikalia.
Yes, atanikalia. Or rather, I will not be comfortable. Number two, you...
Wezi tawala mtawala.
Yes, ladies date upwards. And if they date upwards, that means they have to tick so many boxes.
It makes it easier for me to respect that man.
Why does respect has to come with provision?
It comes with provision because, wacha nikwambie kitu moja, Philip. Unacheki, if I have a man,
yes,
and this man gives me vibes dem hivi,
yes,
I start feeling like the man.
Yes. If he doesn't do what a man should do,
yes, I start feeling automatically like I'm the man. Because number one, as women, kama vile nilikwambia, we are very we desire to survive, okay?
Yes.
And we want the best for ourselves and for our children.
Yes.
Okay? So when I feel as if a person doesn't want to do what he's supposed to do,
yes,
to bring us to my dream life,
yes,
I end up doing it myself. And when I start doing those things myself, your value goes down. Ninataka kuishi kwa nyumba poa, na umeamua ujengi.
And you have the money.
And I have the money.
Yes.
Na mimi niamue sasa nimeenda nimejenga.
Can I tell you where the problem is? A research has been conducted by the Kenya Institute of Research on family and marriage issues. And they were very particular. They took the statistics in the banks and the circles. And this is one of the most annoying research that I have read, that 79% of married women, they don't write their husband as the next of kin.
Okay.
Now, as I was saying, the reason why they do not have us, the males or the husband, as their next of kin is because of their priorities. If you ask an ordinary Kenyan, all right, whom do they prioritize between a husband, their children, and their parents? This is their order, according to the research. These are not my statistics. Most females in Kenya, most girls in Kenya, most ladies in Kenya, they have this one as their priority. Their children comes first. Their parents, especially their mother, comes second. And the husband is the last option. The moment a man realizes that he is the last option in your life, that is where the rain start beating you, because he start losing trust in the family bondage. He start losing trust in everything that he thought that you would come and strengthen. So it's a confusing element that is now that you people, you don't trust us to be your priority. If I were to choose or to prioritize, my wife will always come first. My children second. And I want to repeat, there's no day my children will overtake my wife. Because at one given time, they will go. And I'll be left with my wife. My parents, as much as I love them,
They have each other.
They have each other. How on earth are they supposed to take my wife's space? I've even heard that people having conversation that who should sit in front in the car.
Between the mother and the wife.
It's my wife. My wife is a part of me biblically. And I chose them to unite, to become one. And that should be the priority. At the moment that becomes the priority, the wife, the children, the parents, then we shall well have very, very peaceful and a healthy family.
Okay, I think it's very unfortunate that women think that they should have their parents as their next of kin, especially in their bank accounts,
yes,
and they are married women. But then I will say something. Men have shown a pattern of disappointing women, especially when we need them the most. Okay?
All right.
This is not to discredit the good men out there.
Indeed.
Yeah. I can say for a fact that my father is a good man. He raised me to be the person I am today.
I'm a good man.
But you're not my man.
True.
Yeah. So then, that women think men
yes,
should not be part of their next of kin,
yeah,
to inherit anything that the women have, shows that there is a problem.
A big one.
It could be a problem that comes from two ends. One, the man in her life has proven to her that is not trustworthy. And two, it could be that this woman has her own wounds that she has not dealt with.
Possibly.
Sindio?
Possibly.
Because perhaps you grew up in a home where you are not respected and loved and provided for as you should have been.
You're right.
And you project that pain into your marriage, which shouldn't be the case. Whichever the case it is, I think let's find a way to heal from it.
Before we commit.
Before we commit.
Because if you bring wounds,
yes,
before you heal, you will affect me. You will affect me.
Yes.
You will affect our marriage.
I also think there are some wounds that can be healed within the marriage. Because sometimes there are things that we discover about ourselves,
later,
especially when we are observed by other people. So unajua ile Johari's window.
Yes.
What I know about me.
Yes.
What other people know about me.
True.
What other people, what no one even knows about me.
Apart from God.
Yes. Unaona?
Yes.
All those things. So it's been a good conversation.
Absolutely.
Na ninajua mimi na wewe Philip hata tukakaa hapa miaka 5.
Huwezi maliza. We cannot finish.
Hii conversation iwezi isha hata tufanye nini.
Indeed.
So I think it's been great today.
Yes.
And we call it an end at this point.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure having this conversation.
It's an honor.
Yes. It has also been very educative for me because I really wanted to hear a male perspective on so many things.
Yeah.
Because I feel like sometimes men, their voice is more like it's muffled.
They have been depressed.
Hawataki kusikika. Yeah.
Umemalizwa.
But to be honest, my audience and everyone else, I want to tell you that I'm one person who champions for men, and I want to hear their perspective, and I want to know them, and I want for them to know that I celebrate them. And for all the men in my life, amini usiamini, ninawapenda and I celebrate you. I celebrate you big time, and may God bless all of you and bless all the men that are going to watch these things. And let us try our level best to become the best that we can ever be, the people that God wanted for us to become.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Amen.
Yes. Mpaka tumemaliza na neno hapo.
Sisi ni watu ya Mungu.
Sisi ni watu.
We are God's
Yeah.
people.
So guys, subscribe, like, share, leave a comment. It's been wow. And I love you all.